What's up, Kart Lifer? Sammy D here, and I'm finally here with my soundtrack reaction for Wave 5 of the Booster Course Pass for Mario Kart 8. You guys have blown up this video series and made it such a big success. Y'all are amazing. And you've been so patient as I had to wait a whole week to get this video out, but I have a good excuse. I was on vacation in Super Nintendo World with my college friends. We had a blast appreciating all the details of this beautiful Nintendo theme park, crushing Bowser's Challenge, the Mario Kart ride, and so much more. While all you guys enjoyed the new tour and Mario Kart tour, which I didn't even do a tour reaction to, and Wave 5, the second to last wave, unless they make a second Booster Course Pass, which yes, I made a video about this right here. I've not played the new wave. I've not even played Squeaky Clean Sprint, the brand new Nitro track for Mario Kart. I waited to play it till after I made this video for y'all because I want my soundtrack reaction to be pure, off the cuff, from the heart. I never know if these soundtrack reaction videos are going to be as good as the last one or informative or entertaining. I'm just a guy, I'm a musician, I've produced music, I love Mario Kart music, and I'm just gonna give you my off the cuff thoughts, and I hope you find it entertaining. So without further ado, it looks like we're starting off with Athens Dash, one of 3 city tracks in this wave, a new Mario Kart City track this year. I absolutely love the soundtrack. Let's take a listen to the original. Yes, we start off with kind of an Olympic fanfare. After all, Athens in Greece has the history of the Olympics, so you have a little bit of that, and you have this folk flair influence with violin, flutes, shakers, almost like a marching band, cymbals coming in. You could see this performed at like a traditional Greek fair or something. Absolutely love this. It's in a swing, like a fast 6/8 swing feel. I love the B section here. More folk instruments. You also have pads that sound like a mellotron or something like this, where you have synthesized vocals that are played on a synth. The end of the B section, it rolls back around right into the re-intro, this awesome fanfare. So we know the song. We're going to now hear the live band version from the Mario Kart band from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 5. Let's check this out. Thanks to Tom TZ Gaming for the links, by the way. Am I expecting this to be that much different? Probably not, but this is going to be awesome, I think. Here we go. I'm going to crank the volume because this opening fanfare is going to knock my ass off. Okay. Ooh, the bass. Wow, the percussion is very tight on a brush, on a snare drum. I really like the staccato punctuation of all this. Now it comes in with more of a beat. This is great. Big improvement, because the way this song is composed, it translates really well to the live band. I'll say more about this. God, the bass player is crushing it. The bass player has a little room in this one to do a few fun little fills, because everything else is very orchestrated and arranged and predetermined. Really charging on this part. God, what a satisfying drop, that turnaround. I mean, how good is that when you hear the bass resolve there? And that's the whole song. There's no longer section or anything like that. Or what I wanted to say is, you know, I talk a lot about in these videos, do I prefer the original or the live band remake? I don't call them remixes. I've been firm about this. I know everyone calls them remixes, but in music, or at least in my experience of a few decades working in the music business, a remix, you're taking actual elements, actual pieces of the original recording, and you're doing something with it. You're sampling it, you're looping it, you're adding stuff. These are brand new re-recordings completely of all of these songs. So I call them new versions. Wow, there's so much in this B section. But I talk a lot about, is the original better or the new live band version better? And sometimes I don't love the live band version because the original had a lot of like cool electronic elements, or like, you know, pre-modern sounds. They had a lot of MIDI sounds and cool sounds that sound dated in a cool vintage way. But these tour tracks like Rome and Athens, they're made to sound like they're played with a orchestra or a live band. So they're perfect for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and that was a great arrangement. What else is there to say? I'm ready to move on to the next track. Daisy Cruiser, oh my gosh. So, okay. From Double Dash, the original track, the original soundtrack, composed by Shinobu Nagata, one of the many female Mario Kart composers. And that's what I love about Mario Kart music. There's so many great Japanese female composers in the history of the franchise. And not only is she a badass female composer for Mario Kart, she composed Mario Sunshine. This track, Daisy Cruiser, the soundtrack, was her one contribution to Double Dash. The rest of the music is by other people, from what I understand. But she did Mario Sunshine, an incredibly iconic soundtrack that you're hearing right here. And you could almost imagine that the Daisy Cruiser music, which was also used for Peach Beach, could be like a lost outtake from Mario Sunshine. I'm sure she probably composed them at the same time and, you know, took this one track and put it into Double Dash. I mean, it is definitely, by far, one of the most iconic soundtracks, in my opinion, ever in Mario Kart, especially when it comes to like the beach, relaxing types of songs. And so here's a taste of the original. And as you're hearing it in the background, one thing I love about it is the picking guitar that's going throughout the whole thing. It could be an acoustic guitar, I guess, like this. And then you have a steel drum playing. Like you'd see this instrument on like bands that play at the beach all the time. There's also a steel guitar or a lap steel that's fading in with some nice little touches. And just this double time shuffle with the shaker. It's such a great track. I love this. I know I'm going to be blown away by this new version. So I hope I'm not disappointed. Here we go. Daisy Cruiser glowed up by a real band from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let's go. Oh, wow. I just have to stop it for a second. I like that they gave it a little bit of a new groove. It doesn't have that nice like locomotive choo-choo train shuffle. It's got a different kind of groove with a little hand drum going on, and I'm completely okay with it. This is one where I totally accept the creative liberties that they're going to take with this. I can't wait to hear it. You hear the steel guitar bending like that? Ooh. Nice little synth pad swelling and saying, oh, new string line counter melody. What are you talking about? It's so good. Oh. The counter melodies on the strings, oh, they're so good. Now, you lose a little bit of the lift that's in this half because that's where the strings entered in the first one. And here they're going throughout the whole thing, so you lose a little bit of that lift that happens halfway through, which I missed out a little bit. But this is still so cool. They're playing through the re-intro. Wow. Oh my god. So the drums are going to you have a hand drum. It's really hard to talk and listen, guys, because these string counter melodies are so cool. And who composed them? Please, if anyone knows who did this, because we don't know who is making these new arrangements exactly in the Mario Kart 8 band. There's a big group of people that have been involved. We also don't know the Mario Kart Tour composers. So right here on the second half, you lose a little bit of that lift, like I said. It's okay, every single 2-bar section, there's a new string melody that's playing. They just really let the strings soar on this. It's so cool. Right there. That one was wild. Let me hear this one more time. This little... During the turnaround, right here, during the... Oh! You had that... Okay, so you have the... And then you have the one moving up. Going to it. What a cool little cluster that makes right at the downbeat. And the bass is like a fretless. You hear that? It's a fretless sound. That was awesome. I don't know what else to do. I'm just sitting here saying this is awesome. If that's entertaining for you, then leave a like. And help me get to 8,000 subs. I'm almost there. You guys have crushed it with the subs every time we have one of these videos. Please help me cross the 8K sub mark right now. And if you're enjoying this video, I did, as a tribute to all of you guys, specifically you watching this video, a viewer's choice soundtrack reaction video. It didn't get anywhere near the views that my Mario Kart 8 soundtrack reactions get, because maybe it doesn't come up in the algorithm, but I want you all to see it because I took all of your requests. Splatoon, Kirby, Miitopia, Xenoblade, all these games I haven't heard the soundtracks to, and I did my raw reaction to all your most popular requests. So I definitely want you guys to check out that video right here. Moonview Highway. This one you guys have been commenting. You're very excited for me to hear. It's a little bit of a surprise addition into Mario Kart Tour, and you can clearly hear a very distinctive vibe on this song. Like, this is when you say Mario Kart music or video game music in a way you don't know how to compare it to anything else that ever exists. I try to refer to like other artists and other bands that stuff sounds like in these videos. I don't know anything that sounds like this. I listen to a lot of electronic music from all the different decades and all the different countries. This is just Mario Kart music. There's no other way to say it. It's so cool. Got some orchestra hits, a lot of really high synth lines, really fast coming at you, kind of not drum and bass. I'm sure someone will come in with the specific drum and bass style that this is. And these punctuated hits, and then you have a drum break after this. So this is the structure of the song. And then you have a countryside version. So I guess let's go into this now, where a live band comes in. So you have the jazz piano entering, you have more real drums, a tambourine is going throughout. Again, this is the original version from Mario Kart Wii. Now you have vibraphones going and a bass solo. This is an awesome section of the original soundtrack. Composed by Asuka Ota, also credited as Asuka Hayazaki, and Ryo Nagamatsu, original composers for Mario Kart Wii. And the Mario Kart Wii music is all pretty incredible, as all you fans know. But now it's time to hear what they've done with the actual new version. I know you guys are excited for me to hear this, so here we go. Oh yeah. Wow. Very dialed in. Ooh. That's really funny. Very tight. There's nothing to say. I mean, this is just absolute banger. It's way tighter, way more of a backbeat in this one. Let's see what they do with these hits. Ooh, drum fills. The house drums coming in. Here are the breaks. It's almost got a halftime feel here. Really taking advantage of that drum break to ratchet up like the EDM quality of it with that rapidly ascending drum fill. And yeah, way punchier and more of a backbeat on this whole version. Total banger. I mean, this belongs in like the Rainbow Road genre at this point. Singapore Speedway, you know, Vancouver's probably also going to fit into this mold. If we were having a Mario Kart dance party, I'd be dropping this one into the set right now. So let's hear the city version. How can it get any cooler? Oh, it's the jazz style. Oh my god. Okay. Saxophone takes over the lead. You have the piano. Bass is going crazy. This is amazing. Just please, easy on the electric guitars. Oh, a complete reharm right there. A reharm is when you take the original melody as it is, but you kind of change the chords underneath it from what it originally was. And it's not so much they reharmed it, they just added a little chord turnaround under what was just a held root chord. So check this out. Right after the vibe solo kicks in. So these are the vibraphones. A very favorite instrument to a lot of jazz enthusiasts. Very cool. Ooh. Yep, this went full jazzercise with this. I love it. So I can't talk while I'm listening. It's so hard. Enthusiasts. What's the word I was trying to say earlier? Ooh. Sax line over this second repeated one. Very jazzy. I would love to hear how these sound. Go, go, go. Go off, boy. Whoa. There we go. Wow, nice little drum break. I love it. You have the completely electronic version and then the human version in the city. I want to hear these together. How do I do this? Electronic drum break. Wow. I don't know if that's as smooth as it sounds in the game. I'm not sure. I'll have to see. But what a cool thing. You have a lot of Mario Kart tracks that have different changing sections. We'll have that with Koopa Cape as well. First started with that Rainbow Road where you're on the moon and you get the moon version. I love that. This, you have two whole styles of this song. It's not just like a kind of muted underwater section. It's a completely different band arrangement that is fantastic. So very nicely done on that. I guess we're going to just keep moving on to Squeaky Clean Sprint, which is an interesting one because it's the brand new Nitro. I've only heard a little bit of the soundtrack in the preview, but from what it sounds like, the soundtrack is a little bit, dare I say, unremarkable. It's a nice, easy listening, almost kind of adult contemporary jazz, smooth type of relaxing song. I don't know how much there is going to be to say about it, or if it will sound much like Mario Kart at all. But let's give it a try and see how much higher pitched my voice can go. Let's go. Squeaky Clean Sprint. All right. Now this does remind me of some classic film score stuff that I like. Maybe stuff by like Michel Legrand or other French soundtracks. It's got a little bit of a French vibe to it, I'm not gonna lie. Key change. Wow, beautiful string line. It also reminds me of like Umbrellas of Cherbourg or something like this, French musicals. You think Bubbles and you think Champagne, you think like old Hollywood, Lawrence Welk, these kinds of old-timey styles of big band, easy listening jazz. Ooh, I love the accordion coming in, further bolstering my French music comparison there. I mean, in a way it's not Mario Kart, and in a way it's a completely 100% Mario Kart. If I heard this, I don't know if I'd be able to tell you it's Mario Kart music. At the same time, knowing it is Mario Kart music, I completely see it. And there's little touches like that. The little turnaround right here, and this little turnaround. Very cool. Beautiful string arrangements. And you have the vibraphone doubling it. All offbeats there if you just a little basic rhythmic stuff. Here's the downbeat. 1, 2. And the offbeats come 1. Off, off, off. That's a nice little rhythm. Now we're pepping it up for full-on backbeat double time. I love this little ends with the accordion. This little turnaround, which takes us back into the original key. A lot of times the B section will change to a different key, and the turnaround's job is to get it back into the original key, which is always a beautiful, seamless thing that they do in these arrangements. Now, it's still a new song to me. You know, like I can't really, you know, I don't know if I can hum the song for you. Maybe it will be a memorable Mario Kart theme down the line. Can I hum the song? Let's see if I can. It reminds me of. What is that? It's this right here. So very influenced by Michel Legrand, one of the best French composers out there, I'm pretty sure. And Japanese musicians love Michel Legrand and French soundtracks, so that does not surprise me at all. See, I don't know the song yet. A lot of major sevens. I just don't know it yet. I know one thing's for sure. It's gotten me excited to erase this track. I'm excited to finally erase it now that I've done this video. Oh gosh, we've come to the moment of truth. Just want to be prepared. Los Angeles Labs, baby!
Oh, no music.
So, if you know me, and I hope you do, I hope you've watched some of the channel and been watching my Mario Kart Tour content, a game I love to death, just like I love every Mario Kart game to death. Obsessed.
What? Oh, this music.
And when I first heard the LA Laps song,
dude, this music though,
I was blown away because this is such a new sound for Mario Kart. And it's also, again, the kind of sound you could only hear in Mario Kart. I'm going to start playing the original.
Oh, the bending.
I have this weird gut instinct to listen to the new version first and then listen to the original version and talk about why I love it so much. Because I've been very public about it's not just my favorite tour soundtrack, it's probably my favorite Mario Kart soundtrack ever.
Oh. Dude, that is the coolest music in the game.
Maybe, I don't know. It's up there. And yes, tour players have a lot of nostalgic attachment to these songs from their original tours when they came out, the time we were playing the track in the summertime. I love LA, but it does remind me of the kind of future of music sound that you're hearing out of LA right now in our current era. I'm in the love it camp, and I've found out that there are actually a lot of people who hate this original tour version of LA Laps. It seems to be a love it or hate it thing. I thought it was just Jonathan in my chat. I see you. But it turns out there's other people too that hate the original version. They don't think the ba-ba-bas are good. But let's talk about it. Right from that record scratch at the beginning, you have these orchestra hits that are very late 80s, early 90s. These huge bass and synth chords that come in and out, a really crunchy, gnarly bass line, this amazing synth melody. The ba-ba-bas, I said at the time it's like new to have vocals in Mario Kart. There are now some in Amsterdam. I'll just pause to give a shout out to these dancing Koopas you guys all know. Yes, they were doing ba-ba-bas before anyone else was in Los Angeles Laps. But I love them bringing vocals in to tour like this. And just particularly this arrangement. Check out the B section. You really have to be a jazz major to break down what's going on chordally in this section and how many key changes and modulations there are and how sophisticated this is in arrangement. It's even over my head. But as far as the groove goes, this tempo, this drum beat, this feel, this is completely my... I'm going to make one final plea to you guys to check out the music of Lewis Cole because it's important to this. It's actually important to my whole sense of understanding of music these days. He's my favorite artist working today. Not only is he a drummer and producer, he's basically my hero because every album he makes is just full of incredibly sophisticated, amazing productions that are pop, they have a sense of humor, they're incredibly musically sophisticated, but they're also beautiful and ambient and gorgeous. Lewis Cole actually, in one of his earliest viral videos on YouTube when he was young, made this Mario Kart inspired track.
Lewis Cole. I'm revving up my go-kart in last position. I have the ambition to go far.
And in other videos and interviews, Lewis Cole has said that one of his biggest influences in his career was the music of Mario Kart. I don't know if Lewis is listening to this or if he's keeping up with the music in Mario Kart Tour, but I've already made the claim in the video that I think this track is actually inspired by Lewis Cole. Because the way these drums and synths are so punchy and hi-fi like this, it reminds me of some of Lewis Cole's tracks, like imagine a sped up version of When You're Ugly. But then I got to thinking about it. I was thinking about the other artists that are working in LA right now in the city of this Mario Kart track location. And I thought about Wolfpack, a band that Lewis Cole actually plays with. Lucky to call these guys friends of mine. But they're really on the cutting edge of what folks are doing in kind of funk, instrumental dance music right now. And pop music out of LA in this current generation. And I got to remembering this first song by Wolfpack I ever heard, and this is the song, honestly, that LA Laps reminds me of, with these big orchestra hits and this almost the same tempo you hear right here. So I would not be surprised at all if the Japanese composers of Mario Kart Tour have been paying attention to what people like Wolfpack and Lewis Cole are doing in the music scene right now. And that's why this to me does sound kind of like the future of music, the future of Mario Kart. As for the ba-ba-bas, I guess you just love them or hate them. I love them. And I think the notable change we're about to hear in a new version, which I've been bracing for for months, ever since we heard the pre-fetch music leak, when it sounded like horns will probably be doing the ba-ba-ba, because they're not going to bring in all the electronic elements from the tour version. You can't top that tour version. That is so good. I'm sorry, you either agree with me or you disagree. Agree to disagree, fine, but you're not going to top that. So I've adjusted my expectations, and we're going to hear just like a live band covering LA Laps. That's what I'm going to think of this as. I'm going to pretend I'm at a convention or a wedding, and there's an amazing big band, and they play a cover of Los Angeles Laps, and this is what it sounds like. The drum fill. Okay. Okay. Okay, boys. Get it. Oh, I just have to listen. This is my favorite Mario Kart theme, like, ever. Oh, yes. I'm here for this. I'm here for it. Never gonna top the original. I'm so here for this. Turn around. Okay. You can actually hear the chords a lot better. Wow. They really emphasized that pitch. You can hear way more of the chordal musical stuff going on here. Like, it's much easier to transcribe and pick apart, which I love. I want to be able to learn this on piano a little bit better now. But you know what's so beautiful about this? Oh my God, this is full circle. This is full circle. Oh, I'm slow to put my words together because I'm just savoring this. With this version, which is a great live band playing LA Laps, I'm completely here for this. I don't even care there's horns, there's tasteful electric guitar even in there, I think, somewhere. A live drummer playing. But what you have is you're finally bringing in the influence of the most incredible, pivotal, influential Japanese synth funk electronic band of all time, Yellow Magic Orchestra. Guys, I want you to check out this band. You might have heard of Kraftwerk from Germany. I was first turned on to Yellow Magic Orchestra, or YMO as they're called, as they were known as the Japanese Kraftwerk, but it's so much more than that. Famous composer Ryuichi Sakamoto was one of the members, and as you can hear in these clips I'm playing in the background right now, I never even thought of taking Los Angeles Laps and giving it like the Yellow Magic Orchestra style, slow synth Japanese, I don't say funk, just like groove, like almost, it gives you the same feeling electronic music feels, even though a lot of the drums are played live in Yellow Magic Orchestra. They always had a live drummer. But I'm completely loving how this bridges that gap between Mario Kart and the most respected, incredible Japanese band of all time. One of my favorite artists ever, Yellow Magic Orchestra. So I please implore you to check them out. That was amazing. I can firmly say I love both versions. I love the tour version. It's always going to be the number one in my heart. That is an incredible cover. It allows you to understand the chords a little bit better. It's a group of musicians having a lot of fun with an amazing track. So if you want to love that version more, if you want to love the tour version more, you're all fine in my book. Everyone's good. We're all good. It's an incredible soundtrack. And we can go now to Sunset Wilds. Ah, yes. Sunset Wilds. Set. Oh, Lord help me with this one. No, I wasn't going to pause and take a rant about the Sunset Wilds failure to go into the nighttime skybox, but yeah, I'm going to take a moment to talk about the failure of Nintendo to take this track into the Sunset Wilds night skybox, because look, Nintendo has a skybox problem in Mario Kart Tour and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I love skyboxes. What do I mean by skyboxes? It's the way the sky is designed. Now, you might think I'm a nerd for getting into this specifically, especially in a soundtrack reaction video, and I promise I'll keep this short, but believe it or not, there are entire other YouTube channels devoted to analyzing the artistic and technical achievements of various video game skyboxes. This really interests me. As a designer myself, as someone who really cares about the aesthetics of things and how these tracks differentiate themselves from one another, long story short, I'm going to summarize this for you. I've said this in so many of my Mario Kart Tour videos. Why do we love certain Mario Kart tracks? Yes, a lot of times it's amazing lines and turns and shortcuts and stuff like that. But wouldn't you agree that at least half of it is you feel like you're in a unique, incredible location in the Mario universe, the Mushroom Kingdom. You feel like you're racing through an incredible pinball machine. You're racing through a maple tree forest, a baby-themed amusement park, love it or hate it, or a chocolate mountain, or a hidden gold mine that apparently Wario has. We love going to these original locations. And the skybox problem I talk about is not just the fact that Mario Kart Tour will copy and paste certain blue sky, white cloud skyboxes. Look, I've accepted that that's going to happen, okay? They have limited resources to a certain extent, and they're going to reuse what they can. I wish it weren't that way, but it is. That's not the problem I'm talking about. The problem I'm talking about is a discrepancy between the cartoon-style skies and the realistic style skies. Weirdly, I think they can coexist. I don't know why that makes sense, but it kind of works somehow. Because in Mario Kart and modern game design in general, you're mixing like cute cartoony things with very realistic textures. So that being said, when we have the new version of Sunset Wilds that, just as I feared, does not go into the titular Sunset Wilds, I think it's because they have this realistic skybox here. With all these realistic clouds, it's already sunsetting. Whereas in Tour, you have this very simple gradient sky with these puffy clouds, and then timed to around the second lap, and yes, it is timed, the sky just flips and rotates. It's a sudden flip into nighttime. Okay, it's a little sudden, it's a little jarring, but at least the sun actually set, which you can't say for Mario Kart 8, because just as I feared, they actually don't even do the sunset. And yes, I'm joining the hashtag Fix Sunset Wilds movement. Even though I'm not a prominent Mario Kart 8 Deluxe YouTuber, this kind of stuff is just basic, and if they had just taken the cartoony style of the Mario Kart Tour Sunset Skybox and made it flip into night just exactly like it does in Tour, nobody would have any issues with that. Yes, it's a more realistic sunset what they've got going here, but the whole point of Sunset Wilds, the reason we love it, the reason we have nostalgia for it, is because it's a track where the sun sets. But I digress. So we can listen to the soundtracks, where for the original Super Circuit version of this track, really fun, kind of hard to pin down genre here. It's got timpanis and some kind of little fanfare, and then it starts to have this kind of bluegrassy down on the ranch kind of hoedown style, where you kind of heard this style genre with the banjo from other Mario Kart soundtracks like Moo Moo Farms and stuff like this. It's very common in Mario Kart to have this bluegrass style, but you also have in the B section like a trumpet fanfare, which I didn't even understand was a trumpet fanfare until we heard the Tour remake, which is great. So you start out with the timpani intro, and you have a trumpet playing. This is a classic Western now, which is perfect for this setting, right? You're in a Southwestern, kind of American style, Old West, frontier land setting. Again, these settings are what we love about these Mario Kart Tour tracks. Right here, it's very nice. It almost reminds you of Morricone, who I've mentioned before. It's the famous Italian film composer. So this is going to actually sound amazing, I'm sure, in the new band version, because again, you have what was originally conceived of as a orchestral piece that the limitations of the Game Boy Advance were not able to pull off. And yes, it has a certain charm, but this is not one where I'm going to be really hung up on the original. I want to hear a beautiful new arrangement of this song, and I know I'm about to get it, so here we go. Bring in the timpanis and the trumpet. It's even more orchestral than I thought. The little xylophone comes in to double, but let's wait and let's let the groove come in 3, 2, 1. Whoa! We got a hootenanny now! Yeehaw! I had to give one to match Studfit's skiff there. I love that little banjo fill there. But they've really gone full. The drum beat is a little dumbed down, with all due respect. It's called a 1/5 bass line. Whoa. Is it a little slowed down? Some people have mentioned that. I don't know if it is. It's cool. There's something about the mix of the drums versus everything else that's not quite gelling. And that's a little awkward how it just cuts out, I gotta be honest. I don't really love that. This is hard. It's hard to blend the orchestral with the big band. I probably would have kept percussion more orchestral. It sounds a little more like a drum set player. And an electric bass. It's maybe too jarring of a change. It's still cool. I'm not saying it's a bad version or anything. Don't get me wrong. It's still cool. And I wish that little ascending line was played by more than just one trumpet. Or trombone, or I think it is. I wish that was emphasized a little bit more. But the banjo is crushing. You can't beat this banjo playing. If you just listen to only the banjo. This all works. Maybe it's all very too... something about it is just not completely gelling for me. I don't like that choice on the drums. I wish the beat kind of kept going a little bit here. I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. It doesn't ruin it for me. It's just a little bit... I encourage you, as I will throughout the rest of this video, to leave a comment with your thoughts. As we go into the last two, another wee banger. It's Koopa Cape. Now, this is another just Mario Kartist of Mario Kart songs. Let's listen to the original. It's kind of wild. It almost reminds you of Baby Park or Mushroom Gorge. It's pretty kooky. It's got an incomprehensible, indescribable combinations of sounds going on. It's very cartoony, you know. Do you hear that in the background? I think that's also supposed to be a steel guitar. And this does have like a little bit of a ska feel. That reggae, fast reggae. The upbeat on the electric guitar. So I expect them to lean into that heavily in the new version. But I also want to hear that beautiful sliding steel guitar. Again, this is another one that has an underwater variant. When you go into the tube, it all becomes a little bit muted and kind of like the moon section of Rainbow Road. So I'm excited to hear that. So here we go. Apparently there's three versions: regular, river, and underwater. So let's hear it. Wow, very faithful. Oh, they kept it electronic. There's no real drums. This is almost like a one-to-one. There's the steel with all that Hawaiian extra reverb on it. Nice. But wow, they were very, very faithful on this one. Now this comes in the guitar. Like I said, I'm really surprised they didn't go real band drums on this one. You have all the little island percussion instruments, the whistle. I'm pretty surprised. It retains the actual feeling of Koopa Cape. I'm good with this. I like when they keep electronic drums and don't replace them with live drums every single time. It's always curious to see how and when they choose to do that. So let's listen to the river version. What's this? Whoa! Okay, well there's the live band version. Holy crap, the percussion. So fast. This is insane. Oh my god. They really let you guys go. And you said, how fast, how high. Ooh. Beautiful. Awesome little fiddle solo. That is crazy. So that happens when you're going down the little river, and then we go into underwater? How cool is this going to be? Okay. Oh, yes. Now that's a reharm. I want to back up and just say, I mentioned reharms earlier. If you have headphones on, which you better be listening to this video with headphones, and every video in this series with headphones, come on. The bass the chords underneath here, they've taken the beautiful liberty here of reharmonizing this whole thing. It doesn't just have the bum, ba-bum, 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 like the typical bass line under it. It's got some beautiful ambient reharms going on. Just listen for that. See if you can hear the difference. The chords. Oh my god, like a harp or something? That's so good. Wow, there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this. Only in Mario Kart. Oh, the guitar. Favorite thing of this entire wave right there. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, oh. It's so good, guys. It's so good. The guitar's back. Oh, listen to that. It's totally, you have two things from completely different directions coming together, and you wouldn't think it would work. That crazy synth melody, cartoony, on top of this beautiful, this is classic Mario, like classic underwater, Mario Galaxy. I mean, that is awesome. I need like the extended version of that, like the 30-minute version of that, because man, that's so cool. I mean, what they did with that track, taking this original and finding 3 unique ways to interpret the music, it's just absolutely brilliant. That was a highlight, and yet we are ending with Vancouver Velocity, which is one of the most hyped Mario Kart Tour soundtracks there is. So, flashback to the original here. I mean, the first time we heard this, imagine what us tour fans thought. We were losing our minds. Here comes the beat. I mean, listen to this. The opening drum beat. And then you have this like disco. Listen. These kind of dull string falls. It reminds me of like Jamiroquai. You guys know what I'm talking about. Super smooth. Almost like Daft Punk or something like that. You could see a little bit of overlap there. Just absolutely all-time chill banger from Mario Kart right here. And then you have this. I want to say disco because it's inspired by the disco string sound, but it's definitely got its own electronic chill out vibe to it. So, I love this right. You do hear a sax, so I'm expecting a lot of sax in the remake. Oh my god, it's so good. Okay, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? I hope I like this. I hope I like this. Again, no matter what, this is an amazing song. Let's go. Just hit me. Okay? Okay. Okay, pretty faithful. Got that. A little Splatoon-esque right there. Drum fill, come on. Oh, it's punchier. Come on. I'm with it. I'm with it. Okay. The accent is really hitting. Good. That's good. 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 Doffy hi-hat. I can't talk. Whoa. Nice. End it. Okay, fade out. I love the chord comping in the background. Okay. The bass line. That's awesome. That's cool. Very Lewis Cole again, I'm sorry, but it is. Awesome. Ooh! Nice. On this repeat, we have a couple little flourishes up on the high end. Whoa, was that a harmony? I have to go back. Right here. That was cool. Did you hear that? But this, do you hear how like a more cutting offbeat hi-hat comes in here? That really gets your head going. I'm just going to say goodbye to this. I mean, we've done it again. We've gone through the tracks. They're great. We know the last wave will have a surprise or two in it. I've given up on trying to predict the waves. Oh, that was cool. We'll see if Rainbow Road makes it in or not. We're going to have the final Mario Kart Tour City track. Y'all are going to hear Piranha Plant Pipeline, which is new to Tour, which I'll just play in the background right now. No, I'll save it for my next video analysis. But that's it. I'm off to play Wave 5. I got to race Squeaky Clean Sprint. I want to hear all your thoughts on the soundtracks. I hope this is entertaining. This wave, I think in particular, I was a little bit more just like, this is awesome. This is awesome. Whoa, that's great. That sounds cool. I don't know how entertaining it is to you, but I really, really appreciate you coming and showing up for a video that's just all about enjoying the music of Mario Kart. I wish more people did these types of videos. I wish I had even more and better vocabulary to break it down even further for you, but I hope you can feel my passion for the music and for these games. I cover Mario Kart Tour. Give it a chance if you haven't. It's a very, very underappreciated, I would say misunderstood game as well. If you're a Mario Kart fan, you gotta master every version of Mario Kart. Let's go. We'll teach you how here at Kart Life, and enjoy Mario Kart 8 Wave 5, and stay tuned for more. Guys, take care. Thanks for coming today. Remember to leave a like and leave a sub for 8K subs. Let's go. All right, guys, take care and see you next time. Peace.